Good evening, humans. TyrannosaurusMoth here, and tonight we're taking a look at the Rocketeer and Betty figures from Executive Replicas and LooseCollector. Let's do this. Aesthetically speaking, this set looks absolutely incredible, and I could not be happier just right off the bat. And we're actually going to start with Betty, so we're going to move Rocketeer back a little bit. But yeah, if you told me 25-ish years ago that we were going to get a highly articulated and just fantastic looking Betty Page figure, I would have just kind of, tilted my head to the side and been like, what? But here we are. And yeah, just such a fantastic job here. I have not read the Rocketeer comic. I really need to. Certainly after getting this set. I mean, I've been a fan of Rocketeer since the movie, and I've been a fan of Betty Page for a long time, and just, this is awesome. Like, this face sculpt is totally Betty. The hair, obviously, with the bangs, pretty much just 100% looks awesome. And yeah, this is a really good job. They also did some fantastic shading here that just kind of highlights the figure, gives it that comic feel, but also kind of gives the sculpt a chance to shine. It has kind of an airbrush look. I absolutely love that here. And it's subtle. It doesn't really just like leap out and just become this obvious thing. Just very well done. Not only that, but the rest of the paint, pardon me, beautifully applied, and just sharp lines all around. Little misalignment here at the center, where the sculpt is actually kind of combined together there, unfortunately. But that's about it. Like, everything else about this figure is just fantastic, and very clean paint, great sculpt. Could not ask for more. Even the shoes here, just, again, very clean paint. And yeah, just fantastic. So that's Betty. And then getting on to the Rocketeer. And I have been waiting for a highly articulated Rocketeer figure basically since the movie came out. And yeah, this, I think for the longest time, the only Rocketeer figure was this like bendy thing, like a bendy figure, and just, I don't know, could bring myself to get that. But this is literally what I've been waiting that 30 years for. Just, yeah, it looks incredible. I mean, look at all that sculpt here for the jacket. And, we got nice kind of that bronze style paint for the bronze shade of paint for the buttons coming all the way around the jacket. You get that as well for the helmet, which is very nicely sculpted. You get the kind of nice semi-gloss going on for the eye holes as well. Very sharply sculpted. On the back, we even get the straps here. Nice, like, clean black lines for the harness. For the backpack, we get nice bright silver for the hand pieces, pardon me. And then we also get, that shading that we saw on Betty all around here too. Again, nice and subtle, so it doesn't really like detract or look kind of awkward on the figure. It just like brings out the sculpt, which is all that should be doing, and has that nice airbrushed / just kind of comic book look. Just, yeah, could not ask for more. Also, just both proportioned pretty much perfectly. Just absolutely incredible looking set of figures. We get an absolutely insane amount of accessories here, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. And starting off with Betty, right out of the box, we do get a couple of just relaxed hands on the figure. Then we get a couple of trigger gun holding hands with a vertical hinge. Then we get a couple of fists, all beautifully done. Then moving on, I guess for both of them, we do get a couple of Mauser style pistols. So we get one in silver with a black handle. Again, that nice bright silver paint, good details as well. And then we get one that's more of a gunmetal with a brown handle. So very nicely done. Then we move on to Cliff, and for hands, he gets a ton. So we get fists right out of the package with the gloved hands, and then everything we get in gloved hands, we get in ungloved hands. So I only have to go through like half of these. So again, we get those fists. We get standard gripping hands with a horizontal hinge. Then we get a couple of relaxed hands. I love that all of these, especially with the controllers, have the red button on them. Just fantastic attention to detail. And then we get a couple of again, kind of pistol holding hands with the vertical hinge. Then we get all of those, again, just ungloved, and same amount of detail all around. So again, showing you on the kind of relaxed hands, we do have the button there. So fantastic work. Then we get, of course, the Rocketeer. So we get the rocket pack, and love this metallic shade of purple that they used. Just really looks very, very nice, and it just accents that silver perfectly. These nice clean gold lines coming up here, very Art Deco sort of looking. That nice bright red circle in the center. Just fantastic work all around to get this port in the bottom for our next accessory. And as you can see, just a peg here just ports right into the back of the Rocketeer. And then we get a blast effect, and it is in two halves. Let me see if I can focus here a little bit more. So here we get the immediate kind of jet coming out of the pack. As you can see, some nice translucency, even a little bit of detail in here that looks intentional, I'm pretty sure. So it does sharply end here in the middle, so you can kind of see how it was kind of formed. But nice yellow, like orange into yellow into orange again. And really love the flow of it. You can see that there is a shaped peg down there, and that is for the base, which is right here. Very beautifully translucent. And again, we get all those nice oranges and yellows, and you can see the shape there for which to put this into. And I don't know why I'm attempting to do this on camera, because it's probably not gonna work. Well, oh, there we go. Just kind of fits right in. So yeah, and then the backpack goes on that, and the figure stands on it. So that will do it for accessories. Articulation, balance here are very nice. However, I mean, we have freestanding kicks with Rocketeer. However, for Betty, just with those heels, just not happening. Unfortunately, I tried for like 10 minutes, unfortunately, and just couldn't make it work. But still, really happy all around here. We're actually gonna start with Betty as well. Let's see if I can get Cliff to kind of stay back here. Nah, I did it. I undid the the balance I had going on there, so I'm just gonna have him stand here. So for Betty, we have a dumbbell joint coming from the neck into the head, and we don't get any up because of that hair sculpt. Naturally, wouldn't really expect too much going on there, but we do get some really nice down. We get a little bit of side to side. Again, just tons of hair going on here, so that's really gonna limit you, but we do get some rotation as well. And because of the way the hair is curved, it actually does look definitely decent. And fairly natural when you're looking to the side, which is really good. For the arms, we are hinge and swivel, so we're coming up to a perfect T. We do have bicep swivel as well, and double jointed elbows, both exceptionally welcome. Folding completely in half there at the elbow. We do get hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal with the exception of the weapon holding hands. Then we come to, get this focused, there we go. The diaphragm, we do have a ball joint here. We're getting a little bit of forward. Much better with the arch back. And we get some very, very nice side to side, and we get rotation there as well. We get nothing in the waist, unfortunately. So that is just kind of one solid sculpt from the hips up to the diaphragm. For the hips, coming out almost full splits. Fantastic range. For our front kick, full 90, just beautiful, pretty much perfect. We come to the thigh swivel, and this is lowered as to not break the sculpt. And I think this is one of the few figures I actually have that does this. So very nice there. Then we get our double jointed knees, fold all the way in half there. And then the feet, we get a perfect point. We get some insane forward, and then a whole bunch of rocker. So that will do it for Betty. Oh, geez, I just snapped that. Holy. Hey humans, I just wanted to take a minute here with this record scratch to kind of address what just happened in the video. I was a little shocked when it happened, and I'm very tired, and it took me a bit, and I had to rewatch the video and kind of see what happened. That was all my fault, the way I grabbed it. As you can see, that was a clean break, as you can see. So there's like none of the peg there, all the peg is in here. Because I grabbed it like by the lower arm here and pushed it down, and you can see like that already kind of moves. You know, it's a very thin pin. So I shouldn't have done that. I should have warmed this up more, or I should just kind of put it there. So this is all on me. But just want to throw this out here to say be careful. And I think at the end of this video, I do address this, but I wanted to come in here and say, you know, so my fault. I will fix this, especially because I know Bill Maru here on YouTube has a lot of fixes for this exact sort of thing. So I'll be doing that. But yeah, my bad. So yeah, back to the review. Okay, and we're back, and let's look at Rocketeer's articulation. So again, we do have the dumbbell joint coming from the body into the head. So we get just a beautiful amount of up, so we can absolutely get those flying poses, a very natural amount of up at that. We get all the down we could want. We get beautiful side to side, and then we get rotation, of course. Our arms are on hinge and swivel, so we're coming out to a T. We do a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows bringing us to there. We do get hinge and swivel at the wrists, all horizontal except for the weapon holding hands. Then we get a ball joint here at the diaphragm, and that will allow us, unfortunately, not a ton of forward. As you can see, I'm not moving, it's just kind of how tight the sculpt is, and that's absolutely fine. We do get a tiny bit of arch back, and then we get some side to side. We do have a waist swivel, so we can go around there. We are going to run into this little bottom part of the jacket. I don't know why this is not focusing tonight. There we go. So we get that. So that's good. We're going to run into that a little bit, but you can push past it because it's kind of soft. Come to the hips. And again, fantastic range, not full splits, but very respectable. Our front kick, not quite as good. We're kind of falling short at 90. Then we get thigh swivel, double jointed knees, bring this up to here. We get glute swivel. We get perfect point, some very nice forward, and tons of pivot. So that will do it for articulation. Getting into size comparisons, here they are with some domestic figures, with some imports, with some monsters. Finally, with Articulate Icons Oni, and yours truly in human form as a Valverse Action Force figure. So my final thoughts on the Rocketeer and Betty 2-pack from Executive Replicas and LooseCollector is that this is really a fantastic set. Despite that arm break on screen that I'm still kind of processing. Really, like, sculpt, accessories, and just everything here is really fantastic. Again, just, you know, you can't ignore the elephant in the room here. That arm break is definitely, it gives me pause. And I did notice upon articulating the Betty figure that, you know, the biceps are definitely kind of loose. The peg sits a little loosely in there, so you really have to make sure that your thumb is kind of on the delt, bringing it down. Even then, I thought I did that. I gotta review the video, but yeah, just be careful with it. Definitely heat it up. I should have heated up more than I did, but still everything here is very, very nice. And I mean, the Rocketeer figure alone is something that I've been waiting 30 years for. So that definitely weighs very heavily here on my thoughts. And I'm happy to have it overall. Just, it's really great. And I can do repairs, and I will do repairs, but overall, just really cool set. And yeah, if you're interested in picking this up, it is still available on Big Bad Toy Store. It might be available other places as well, but I'll have that Big Bad Toy Store link in the description below if you are interested. So that being said, I hope you found this review informative and somewhat entertaining. And if you did, hopefully you come back, because I have multiple reviews a week of action figures related to tokusatsu, dinosaurs, monsters, pro wrestling, and more. So if any of that appeals to you, if all of that appeals to you, come on back and let's escape the world for a while, talk about some nice plastic. But ultimately, I just hope you're well. I hope that all of your toy dreams come true. And most importantly, I hope that you and yours stay weird, simians.